Red Button Means for Life, a casual take with your boy Stephen Pepper, here to give a take off my chest. Okay. I'll be the first to admit, I'll admit I was wrong about the Golden State Warriors this year. I was. I didn't think they'd be this good. Now, I was right about them last year. You can check the tape. I said they weren't going to be that good. Everyone thought they were, and they were a play-in team. But this year, they're surprising me because I thought this was going to be a team, although it's early, but with the loss of Klay Thompson, Steph's regression, new role players all over the place, and just simply getting older, that they would finish right around where they did last year in a tough Western Conference, that 9-10 spot, battle them playing, and have a quick exit. But boy, was I wrong. They're sitting at 9-2 today, which is tied for the best record in the Western Conference. And listen to their metrics. They're off the charts. They're third in offensive rating at 118.9. They're fourth in defensive rating at 108 and third in net at 10.9. This is a legit squad. The Dubs, they're legit. Now, am I going to jump entirely to the other side and say this team is a contender? I don't think so. I don't feel comfortable yet just because I still think this team would benefit from having a second reliable star alongside Steph Curry, because I don't know how sustainable their role player shooting is because they're on fire. But I have a feeling that end of the season, big games, big spots, if a team throws the kitchen sink at Steph Curry, who's going to step up for them? But as of right now, they're winning a lot of games because they're shooting at a high level, defending at a high level, they're super athletic, and they're playing at a great pace. And you know what this team reminds me of? This feels like the 2022 team all over again. And that team won a championship in Golden State, but just like the lighter version. They're not quite as good, but they're definitely going to be one of the top seeds in the Western Conference, not some borderline missed playoff team that I thought they were going to be. Because listen to who they beat in the last 4 games they played. They won against these 3 teams: Boston, OKC, Dallas. Those are 2 of my conference favorites in the reigning Western Conference Finals team. Those are legit teams. And the only team they lost to was the Cleveland Cavaliers, who can't get mad at losing to the Cavs in Cleveland. They're 11-0. They've beaten everybody. They're undefeated. But everything I've said about the Warriors, everything led me to believe that this was going to be a play-in team, has been completely wrong. Just throw it out as of right now. Starting with the loss of Klay Thompson. I thought, not just because Klay Thompson, I still think he's a 15 to 20 point per game scorer, one of the better shooters in the league, was a loss, but just the chemistry with this team on and off the court. And I saw last night Klay Thompson, 22 points in his homecoming. It was beautiful. But Steve Kerr's got Buddy Hield and Jake Milton fitting in that role. Those guys are lights out right now, and they're filling in that Klay Thompson role nice. They're shooting the same types of shots Klay Thompson would in transition, off screens. The offense still looks the same. Steph's regression. I was concerned post All-Star break of Steph's regression. Like, maybe is he going to start decline because he is 36 years old? Because post All-Star break, he was like, 22 points per game. His splits were down. That's still good, but he wasn't Steph. And it carried into the Olympics until the last 2 games we all know where he dominated. But this season, he's been like 22 points per game. And he missed a couple games with an ankle. Those last 4 games I just mentioned to you, Steph's arguably the best player on the floor in every one of them. Better than Tatum, better than Luka Doncic last night. You guys know I love Luka. He's got an argument for being the best player in the world, at least the second best. And Steph was the best guy on the floor last night. 37 points, 7 threes, and he's just so clutch. You know what's crazy is I said the key to the Warriors' success this year on player's choice was Steph Curry has to be 2021 Steph, where he just got backpack all these role players and just go berserk. Well, the Warriors found themselves down 6 points last night, very late in the fourth quarter, like 3 minutes ago. And it looked like Dallas was going to run away with it. Steph goes on a personal 12-3 run to wrap up that game. Steph is really good. And the collection of role players, too, I got to give a credit to Steve Kerr because he's got Milton, Wiggins, hell, even Draymond Green shooting 40% from 3. He's got Kuminga looking serviceable, really good off the bench. The operation, the offense is still a well-oiled machine. And speaking of Draymond, just simply this team getting older was a concern. I don't know. Steph's 36. He's playing like a top 5 player. And here's Draymond Green, who looked like a defensive player of the year last night. He's easily going to be all defensive first team this year. He is. He was all over in the low post, the perimeter, loose balls. He is still somehow anchoring a top 5 defense with gray hairs in his beard. He is truly one of the best defensive players of my generation. But do I think the Dubs are a contender? I think it's a little too early to say because still, I think if you can throw the kitchen sink at Steph late in games, big spots, part of the reason why Dallas even got back in that game last night when Golden State owned it in the first half was because Luka, Kyrie, Clay, they got three guys who can go for 20. Golden State was kind of looking for someone to step up outside of Steph. That's why they lost in the play-in last year. But right now, this team is going to win a lot of games. They're at least not a play-in team, and that's what I thought they were going to be. So I'm going to come on here. I'm going to say I was wrong about Golden State because this team is scary, and they're really good. But I appreciate everyone for tuning into this episode of A Casual Take. Follow my social medias to stay updated on all things related to the show. Until next time, see ya.